Hi there. Welcome to Renewable Energy Technician Program. This lecture is to talk to you guys about um, this notion that you can't get jobs in renewable. This is a complete fallacy. Renewable energy, although is a semi-new field, is not terribly new. Even myself, I've been working in this industry for 17 years, and I've always had a job in renewables. I just want to clarify that because you can get jobs. These jobs are high paying, and these jobs are good family wage jobs that are have lots of career and advancement and investment in them. It's a great industry to be in. I wanted to before we talk about the job specifically, to get a job, you need to join a program. And what better program to join than Clackamas Community College's renewable energy program? I want to walk you through what we do at the college so that I can get you a really high paying job. Okay, here's a little bit about us. This PowerPoint is about 2 years old here, so hopefully the content is still there, but the data is a little old. We started 4 years ago, so we're about 6 years into the program at this point. We started in 2009. We have a 1-year certificate, which is 48 credits, and we have a 2-year degree, which is 97 credits. In this certificate, what you're going to learn is the fundamentals of science. You're going to learn building science. You're going to learn about energy. You're going to learn about communication and troubleshooting and safety. Get your electrical and electronic stuff done. Learn how to read blueprints, and then we're going to take a pathway down some of the renewable specific courses, such as how do I become a PV technician and how to become an energy auditor, how do I become a PV designer or a salesperson, and then also some alternative fuel training information and plant operators. So at the time of this, it was about $12 to $18 an hour full time for those positions. The good news is since then, the economy has gotten better, and in a apprenticeship program for those, or the jobs themselves, they also start at about 14 or 16 and go to about 25, 50, or $26 an hour now. So that's really, really good news. And for the degree, it's even higher. So the certificate is also kind of broken down from residential on the left and industrial and commercial on the right. So on the right-hand side, the degree, this is the 2-year side. It builds on the certificate, but it also gives you advanced mathematics. It gives you safety and troubleshooting, does more electrical knowledge, and then you start doing things with hydraulics and pneumatics and automation and sensors and programming, and all the things that we would use on big systems. Some of these systems that you would get is as a wind turbine technician, or in solar thermal or hydroelectric, and geothermal, and in industrial maintenance and engineering systems, and in engineering as a pathway program. The positions start at $19 to $20 an hour according to this, and up to 38. The good news is, again, those have gotten even better, and so they're about $4 to $5 more per hour at this time too. One of the ones that was a really big one was project management, and project management is in the $100,000 range if you have prior experience. So how do we compare to other schools that are teaching renewable energy degrees? So there aren't too many renewable energy programs out there. We're all fairly new, with the exception of LCC. They've been doing it since about 85, so they're a well-seasoned one. We currently have 17 years of experience in the program. That's me and a couple other instructors. We actually have more on that now. We offer a wide range of renewable energy for the industrial maintenance, and a lot in renewable energy. We provide highly technical training because we have a highly technical staff, and we have a great structure to our courses, and we're getting a lot of recognition for doing it right. At this point, we've broke through the barrier where the employers are now calling to us and saying, give us more students. Those guys are doing great. And as a program developer and instructor and somebody who sees you guys on a day-to-day basis, that's really, really great to see all the headway there. So we teach all kinds of renewables at ours. So we teach all of the renewables, but other colleges mostly only teach about 1 to 2 other sectors, and a lot of them don't provide the hands-on training that we do. So there's 5 other colleges that do renewable energy in our area, and only LCC offers a direct competing degree because they are a vested degree program, and they actually helped us to develop our program over here for the Portland metro area when we were first starting out. So it kind of helps that way. PCC and Chemeketa offer EET degrees that just have a few classes in in RET. So what they do is they teach for engineering, electrical engineering, and then they take that and then they put PV and wind and fuel cells onto that as electives versus really embedding it into the curriculum like we do. And we teach at a technician level that also can go to an engineering level later on. We offer RET courses as part of the degree that specialize in renewables, and we're looking for the fundamental degrees so people aren't locked into one sector, such as wind or solar. This way you can go to wind or solar and still have all of this background if you want to do industrial maintenance or energy auditing, be able to go into geothermal or wave technology and tidal technologies when those become more mature. So what's great about this is it allows you to have a lot more flexibility, and we are the cheapest. So not only do we provide awesome education, but we are also the cheapest out of everybody. So that's a good thing. Less student loans, better degree. People are wanting you, so it's all good. These are all these other ones are excellent programs also. But we have, I guess you would say, more clout for what we're doing because we are building real systems on campus and working with live equipment that is better for making that happen. And a lot of these are specialized programs that are doing very well and are doing live systems also, but they are just in one sector, such as wind or engineering. So can the graduates get jobs? So this is a survey that we did a few years ago. We're still in the process of doing another survey, which should be posted next year when we get all that data back. But 50 graduated prior to that, and we had 23 of them get the degree, and 20 of them got a certificate. And out of those 23 that surveyed, we had 20 of them that got a job, and an average of 22 students were graduating per term. 80% of the graduates had a job right out of school, and of those jobs, 79% of them had jobs in renewable. They went into electrical apprenticeships, they were doing electrical work, they were working on PV systems, and they were working on wind systems, and some of them were a lot of them were working in energy auditing also, and some of them, 22% of them, went on to engineering schools such as OIT or PSU or OSU. And many of them said that the reason why they were able to go to engineering is because by taking our degree, it gave them the confidence that they knew that they could get an engineering degree because our courses taught them the hands-on that they would need to know when they became engineers that the other school may not have actually provided to them. So it was a nice way to be able to get the application before you got the theory. So is there a demand for jobs? The big answer is yes. Yes, 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 yes. So according to the U.S. Energy Administration, 13.2% of the power was generated in renewables in 2014. And 76% of that energy, 76% of our energy in Oregon is renewables because of the dams and the wind and some of the solar that we're producing. We currently, which is Oregon as a we, 68,709 people in green technology directly, and our job market is growing by almost 5%. while really good growing markets are about 2%. So that means that our workforce is doubling every 14 years on a national level, but on a Oregon level, our amount is 23%. So 23% means that in PV, every 2 to 3 years, our job, or 2.6 years, our jobs are doubling. And that means the amount of solar that's being installed is more, and the amount of requirement for jobs and technical people is also increasing because they need technical people to do this work. The IEA's information says that there'll be a 40% increase in jobs, and in the next 5 years, we're going to be increasing 6,400 terawatts, or roughly 1.5 times the current electricity production in all of the United States, which is very, very impressive. Oregon and Washington results in about 62,753 new jobs directly, and 1 million people by 2030. So is it the time to get in? Absolutely. I like to think of this as computers before it went mainstream. Things are just now starting to get inexpensive, and we're just going to find out, how did we ever do without this? It's an amazing time to be living. Top tier renewable energy producers. Hey, look at that. Pacific Northwest is killing it. Oregon is killing it. Portland, we are just knocking it out of the park. So go us. Woohoo! So what this means is that you live in one of the greenest states that is looking to hire more and more people. And part of that is because we have the ocean, we have various different climates. So we have lakes and rivers and desert, but we also have geothermal here. We have hydro here, we have PV, we have wind, and we have tidal and wave technology that we can tap into. But more than that, I think, is that we breathe getting outside. When it gets sun outside, which only happens a couple times out of the year, we hit the woods. And there's nothing that can stop us, because that's what we're about. We want to be out in the woods, and it's our culture that actually, I think, is what drives us, because our culture loves the outdoors, and we want to protect it. So the best way to protect it is by building energy that is harmonious with it. So I'm really excited for what's coming, and we're just going to keep doing better. So here's a basic chart. This is from 2011, so it's a little bit older now. But as you see here, we have fossil fuels with coal going up. And then right here, around 2008, 2009, there's a drop in coal production. That curve has continued to go down a little bit, and sometimes it's going up because of easier to find resources and negotiation with railroads, but our curve overall is continuing to go down, while the natural gas and electric power and the renewable energy portfolios are continuing to go up. And I wish I could show this, but the renewable energy portfolio after that 2011 is having a steeper curve on that. You know, the slope is a lot higher to go towards that more electrical production. So things are looking up for us. Here's a report that happened in 2011 of how things were changing. So hydropower had an annual change of 3.6% because, not because they don't need the jobs, but because some of the dams are being taken down, some of them are being refurbished, but a lot of it actually is that the people that are in those jobs are retiring. And we have a change in jobs because people are retiring, but we also need people to get hired in those jobs. But because the dams are already there and we can't tap into the river as much, it shows it as a decline. But there's also going to be a rapid increase to be able to replace the jobs that are being taken. So it will probably actually be more neutral than it is a reduction. The wind is going up by 14.9%. So again, you know, the other one was saying 2% was good, right? Solar photovoltaic is 10.7%. fuels and biomass is 8.9, solar thermal is 18.4, waste energy is 3.7, and geothermal is 6.7. So everything is saying very, very positive. That jobs are increasing and things are going in the right direction. And we're getting more and more of these positions out here. So here are some projects that our students have worked on. They've built wind turbines from scratch. They wrapped the wires to be able to make the motor. They poured the stator and made the motor. They created the blades. They made the tail fins. They welded all the parts together and produced a 3 and a 5 kilowatt turbine. On the bottom left-hand corner there, they have evacuated tubes that they've put a boiling fluid in, and they use those to be able to chill a propane-powered refrigerator. So they're actually using the heat of the sun to create heat to be able to produce cooling to chill their beer. So, when it comes down to chilling beer, this is a great thing. But, if you can have a large enough storage vessel to be able to hold that boiling fluid and have enough of these, you could actually use the heat of the sun to cool your house with passive AC. The hotter it got outside, the cooler it would get in your house. Now, that's a pretty interesting technology. On the upper right-hand corner, they built a solar thermal system that Dan built that for his mom, for the greenhouse behind him, so that he was able to have her be able to grow her flowers when it's cold outside. So, it gets too cold to grow a lot of times, but it has enough light. And so he's using this system to be able to allow her to stay warm in the greenhouse and also be able to grow the flowers. Down below, Todd's farm had a dam that was being used for a different purpose, to kind of like dam up a little creek. And so they opened that up, and just for this project, I don't think it's there anymore, they built this water wheel that was able to produce 700 watts. And I think they spent about $800, maybe $900 building this thing. And it has a battery backup on it, and it has a inverter and all the components that's needed. And this provides 2/3 of the energy that they need to be able to run a standard house.